Nothing quite screams strong alpha male energy than this sweater right here. Look upon it and weep. What's good everyone on YouTube? It's me again, back with another video. And to talk about one of my favorite off the beaten path brands, Asics, we're talking about a pretty interesting lifestyle shoe that they came out with. And this particular shoe was part of the Asics Newstalgia pack, which is basically these tonal creams with like a bit of blue accenting shoes with premium materials such as suedes and leathers. And within the pack we have the Gel Nandies, which is an old hiking silhouette from I think 20 years ago. And this shoe actually, which is a new silhouette that takes inspiration from certain older Asics models as well as some new ones, which I'll explain a little bit more later in the video. But with enough rambling, today we're going to be talking about the Gel-Kyrios in the Glacier Grey colorway, let's call it that. So yeah, with the intro out of the way, let's get into the box. So I've never actually seen this colored box before. I've seen this like Asics A logo on a lot of their like cheaper sportswear boxes for their like running shoes and whatnot. But this one's done in this grey with the black for the branding. We've got Asics on all the various panels. Then we lift the lid open. We've just got pretty standard packing paper. Shoes are stuffed with pretty standard packing paper as well. So that's pretty much it. Pretty straightforward. And if we move to the label, it reads Gel-Kyrios. So yeah, the retail price on these. For this Newstalgia pack, because of the slightly upgraded materials, the shoe was $20 more expensive than some of the Kyrios that are going to start coming out. And they retail for a price of $250. I didn't pay this. Actually, where I bought them from, I happened to get a $100 like coupon. So I ended up paying 150 Australian dollars for these. I'll put a conversion here. For $150, honestly, the materials on this are really premium, and I think the shoe itself is quite beautiful in that sort of like dad shoe, chunky shoe lane. So yeah, $150 is a good buy. So yeah, with the box out of the way, let's get into the shoes. And here we are, the Asics Gel-Kyrios in the Glacier Grey colorway. So apparently this particular shoe, the upper is inspired by an old running silhouette from 2005 called the Gel-Kyrios. And looking at some photos of the Gel-Kyrios, I can sort of see some of the inspirations with the panelings on the side. The main inspiration I see the Gel-Kyrios is actually at the back with this rounded gel branding. But then we've got these really interesting wave lines that sort of come from the midsole up around the heel and sort of finishes on the inside of the shoe. But overall, like, we've just got these like leather panels on the back. We've got nice sort of nubuck leather on some of the panels. The Asics branding itself is actually done in this like creamish felt, which doesn't feel that nice, but in terms of like color blocking, it looks really good. And then the toe box of the shoe is actually done in this super hairy suede. And actually most of the body of the shoe is done in this hairy suede, which is really nice to the touch. And then on the toe box, we've just got this white leather panel. And if we look at the insoles actually, on this left shoe, we've actually got some Japanese. And the Japanese writing is actually the brand itself, Asics. I hope I said that correctly, I'm sorry about my accent. And the coordinates that they've got there actually leads to their headquarters, which is apparently Kobe, Japan. I hope I'm saying this correctly, but trust me, this is where they originated. But on the left shoe, we've got that, and then on the right shoe, we've just got a standard Asics branding as well. And then moving down to the midsole, this is probably the most interesting thing about this shoe. The midsole and outsole is taken directly from the Kiko Gel-Kyrios, minus the fact that the toe doesn't go all the way up onto the toe box. And actually looking at photos of the Gel-Kyrios as well, it's pretty obvious to me that Kiko definitely took inspiration from the Kyrios' midsole and sort of updated it to this modern take. But we've just got like exposed gel in the back, a little bit around the midfoot, and some around the ball of the foot. And the interesting thing is, this isn't marked as a Kiko Kostadinov collaboration, but it takes the exact midsole from it. I'm kind of glad it's not marked as a Kiko collaboration just because it's a lot cheaper because of it. But I also heard that he was supervising in designing this shoe. I'm not sure anymore. It's just marked as a lifestyle shoe, and I will just treat it as such. And then if we move to the outsole, which is actually one of my favorite things about this shoe, we've got this nice gum colored rubber. Apparently it's the AHAR Plus technology on the heel, which is apparently this abrasion resistant rubber. I'm not too sure. But I just really like this sort of spiraling pattern that we have. And within the sort of like circular points, we've actually got exposed gel as well in this nice sort of blue color, which I think collides really well with the rest of the shoe. So that pretty much covers the main features of this particular shoe. In terms of sizing, from what I've been seeing so far, I haven't been able to find any half sizes. So they only offer full US men's sizes, so you know, US 9, US 10 and whatnot. I bought these in a US 10 and I actually find that they fit pretty well, mostly because it's quite a padded shoe, so it tends to fill out a lot of the space. So my recommendation would be, if you are like a full size, probably go true to size in this shoe. But if you're a half size, I'd probably recommend going up a half size rather than going down a half size, since the shoe is so padded. So I'm a US 9.5 in most of my sneakers. I bought these in a US 10 and they fit me pretty well. Now, in terms of comfort, despite the fact that I really like the aesthetic of this midsole, I will have to be honest, it's not exactly all that soft. It doesn't seem to use any flight foam or any proprietary sort of like technology within the foam. So it feels pretty standard on feet. Most of the comfort's actually coming from the Ortholite insole that they provide, which is actually still quite nice. But it's just kind of feels like a traditional, I guess, dad shoe. In terms of the upper, because the leather materials and the suede materials are actually quite nice and soft, in terms of movement and flexibility, it's still really fair enough. Quite nice actually. However, I will say it probably seems not the most breathable, just because, you know, suede and leathers don't really breathe that much. However, the tongue is fully meshed, so that might help a little bit. But overall, in terms of just comfort, this feels like a very like traditional standard shoe. More so like looks over like I guess comfort. But honestly, that actually leads great to what I think about the shoe and my opinions on the shoe. And honestly, this shoe, I think in person looks so much better than like on the photos. So in a lot of the photos, yeah, you can sort of see the different sort of colors of creams and whatnot. But in person, just the way that all these tones come together with these accents of blue, I feel like is just so beautiful in my opinion. And it's been a while since like I've seen an Asics shoe that really just made me go like crazy in terms of the colorway. I think the last time I had that feeling was with the Gel Delver, the caramel pair from Kiko himself as well. But honestly, I really like the way this shoe looks. It incorporates the Gel-Kyrios bottom, which actually, I was a massive fan of the Gel-Kyrios, but I'm just gonna say it, the colorways that they put out were either just boring, i.e. the black ones, or just rubbish. The green ones and the yellow ones, they just haven't really been hitting it with the colorways. But this sort of like solves that issue for me because it's a really nice colorway. I still get the bottom of the shoe, which honestly is my favorite part of the Gel-Kyrios. And I get this much nicer traditional sort of upper, which kind of leads more into the sort of dadcore vibes. So overall, I just really like this shoe a lot. And if you can find this shoe for $150 or so, I'd definitely say jump on it, because you're basically getting the Kostadinov's like design without having to pay the sort of $300 Kostadinov price. So yeah, I'm just gonna stop rambling. With that, we've come to the end of another video. So I'd love to hear what you guys think of the Gel-Kyrios in this Glacier Grey colorway. Even though there's not much grey, it's mostly cream and white. And out of some of the Gel-Kyrios that are starting to come out, which is your favorite? This to me is my favorite by far, but my second favorite would probably be like the traditional like silver and blue Asics like colorway. But I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. So like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section down below. And if you're into more dance, sneakers, vlogs, that sort of thing, consider subscribing to the channel. Time for the on feet, and I'll catch you guys in another video.